What's going on, people? What's going on? Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's well. Just waiting for a few people to join. I've got a very special guest today. I'm very honored to have this guest, and it shows how far we've come as a platform that this guest would even jump on. So we're gonna have. I won't say it right. I'm gonna add him now. Let me find him. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Right, there we go. It should have that request now. Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Not too bad. We've got none other than the Prince of Peckham. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you?
Yeah, you're in a car right now. Can you hear me right?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm not moving. I'm just chilling.
So, you're known as the Prince of Peckham. Have you ever heard of the Peckham Zidane?
Nah, I haven't.
You
Nah,
never heard of the Peckham Zidane?
nah.
You're looking at him right now.
Okay.
I was known as the Peckham Zidane, but we won't get into that because it's not about me. It's all about you and your achievement and what you've done for not only the Mandem, but for where you come from, Peckham, and it's a big achievement. But let's start for people. How has it been for you since you got back to the UK?
To be fair, it's been quite nuts. Obviously, like with doing interviews and media, but I'm straight back to training. Because I got World Championships next week, so I still got a job to do.
What, next week already?
Yeah. So
Wow.
I leave next Wednesday. And that's in Holland. Holland, Papendal.
Okay.
So,
I mean, so let's go back from the very get-go. So I've done my research as much as I could to find out more about you. So
yeah.
you grew up in Peckham. I mean, tell us about your history, like for yourself. I mean, what part of Peckham did you grow up?
I grew up in Nunhead. Grew up in Nunhead. Played rode my bike in Castle Park. Is it Castle? Yeah, Castle Park with my friends and stuff. Moved to, I think when I started secondary school, I moved to like Southampton Way, Camberwell.
Okay.
And then went to school in Peckham. And then when I finished school, I was still there. Worked in Edwards, the bike shop in Camberwell.
Okay, yeah, classic, legendary.
Yeah, I moved to Manchester when I was 17, just turned 18.
Okay, wow. Okay, so I mean, me and you went to the same school. In my day, it was called Warwick Park. I guess you guys was the City Academy in Peckham.
Yeah, I think it was Peckham Academy when I started, and then Harris of Peckham.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up in Peckham isn't easy, right?
No.
We both know the dangers and the violence that goes on in that area. What helps you keep out of trouble? Someone tried to call me. Yeah, was it any time where you could have got in trouble?
Of course, I know, like it's always that, like with your friends, you go to a little park or a little race. That, I don't know. It's like there's always trouble with that. I believe. It's not always plain. So like I've done BMX since I was 3 years old. So like I've always just like more known to me than anything.
Yeah.
So like all that other stuff is kind of on the side, and then being with my memory. But yeah, like I feel like you have your friends that are doing their thing, and then there's always danger, but I think it's pretty straightforward if you want to stay away from it.
Yeah. Was your parents a big factor in that as well?
Yeah, my dad's pretty. Obviously, my dad was the coach at Peckham, so it's not like I could skip training to go be with my friends or anything. I'm always at training because my dad's doing the coaching. So,
And I guess how important is that to have that male role model who's playing a part in your life? Because we see what happens a lot of time when people say they didn't have that father figure, but your dad was actually the coach himself. So how much importance did that put on you actually having him as the role model there?
So like, I don't actually know because like, I don't know what it's like not to have one. Do you know what I mean? But it's obviously good like having my dad there, keeping me on track. Yeah, making sure I'm at training and not on the streets or doing something stupid. So, but obviously as you get older, you make your own choices, and then them choices are down to yourself, really. But yeah,
And,
obviously played a big part.
and with most young people like growing up in London or in Peckham especially, it's football they're into. What was it about the BMX, or was it just because you started early because of your father that you never looked at football or any other sport?
I'll be real. I'm not that. I'm alright at football. I'm just standard in it. Like, I'm just a standard football player.
Yeah.
My dad played football semi-pro. I think he'd have liked me to do football, but as soon as I was able to ride a bike, so like 2, 3, I was doing BMX.
Yeah.
And first year, I won every title, and I won every title until I was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
In consecutively in a row. So yeah, I don't think there was even a point in me trying any other sport because I was just so good at this one.
And did any of your friends kind of understand it? Any of your friends say, "Oh yeah, I want to try BMX," or was it just a thing that you done away from school?
No, like a couple tried. Yeah, a couple tried, but they obviously understood that what I was doing in it. Like they always used to catch me doing wheelies outside school and stuff. So yeah, they knew what I was doing and where I was going with it.
Because Peckham had a history, I guess, of sort of BMX ramps. I grew up in a Gloucester estate, so Gloucester Estate might have been knocked down before you was even born. But they used to have bike ramps in
Yeah.
at the back of the Gloucester estate where people used to go and do those. Is that something that your dad ever spoke to you about in terms of like the history of BMXs in Peckham? And I think there's something in Burgess Park as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Gloucester one. My dad grew up in Kennington,
Okay, okay.
but Burgess Park, that my dad coaches there, and the CK, he runs it. He's got the track for everyone, and he's the main coach, and my dad's the coach under him. So when that first opened, that was like our first national size track, but we used to train in Burden Bush.
Yeah.
On a little one.
So when it's got to the point that where you're winning these races, what are you looking at? Are you saying this is what I want to do professionally? And how does it even work with riding BMX? Is it a professional sport, or is it still be classed as an amateur sport?
So it became in the Olympics 2008. Both my brothers were on the GB team. My oldest brother, he left before I came on, but I joined when my older brother Trey was on the squad. And it's basically a full-time job. It's my full-time job basically. So I get paid monthly to train, race, and compete, and yeah, basically go to Olympics and win medals.
So for you, it doesn't feel like work, does it really? It feels like you're just living out your childhood dreams and getting paid for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, literally, like yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's work, but it is at the same time that I still get up early, go to training, probably like 10 to 5, 9 to 5 sometimes. Come home, eat, sleep, and do the same thing the next day. But yeah, it's kind of a dream. Like you're getting paid for what you love to do.
I mean, and talk us through some of the training you have to do and how physical do you have to be. I guess someone like me who's a bit heavy, I couldn't be a BMX rider. So what does
No,
your physique have to be like?
there's no physique to it. Like you can be any size. If you can
But come
pedal,
on, someone like me being heavy, I'll probably weigh down the whole bike.
yeah, but that's a good thing because it's like a lot of weight is on the force is on the bike, which makes you
Okay.
gain in it. So like
Okay, well.
Quillen, he like I don't know how much you weigh, but he's probably the same build as you. He's probably like 100 kg, but of like pure
Okay.
muscle.
So I
Right,
mean, he's 100 kg full muscle. I'm 100 and maybe 15 or 120 kg or full fat. So there's a bit of a difference there.
yeah, but yeah, like it's the training is kind of similar to like a running sprinter. So
Okay.
explosive power, so leg squats, a lot of leg work, and then literally training on the bike as well, where you do like big gears, change your gears to get. So basically, it's like building an engine, and then when you build the engine, you put that engine onto the bike, and then you learn how to put that power out on the bike also. So however heavy you are, you need you need to have enough power to push your weight.
Yeah.
So if like say Quillen, he's 100 kg or whatever, he needs to be having the right power to be pushing that weight. Or like for me, if I'm a certain weight, like I feel like I go quite fast at that weight. But it depends as well. Certain people can pedal a bike. Certain people have to learn how to pedal a bike. It's quite difficult to be like, you could be as strong as anyone, but if you can't pedal the bike, the power's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we'll get to the race later on, but like the speed that you guys go through and you're so close together. I mean, I know that you had an accident one time as well and left you in a coma. I mean, like, talk us through that and the dangers of actually riding BMXs.
yeah, it's pretty dangerous. So that was when I was about 13. It was when I first ever joined like the GB team. We went on like a GB camp. And I was racing like 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. And I was in like maybe like 6 or 7. Someone fell off in front of me and I tried to move out of the way, like mid-air, which obviously I can't do. And I fell off. And all I remember about an induced coma for 5 days, I had a bleed on the brain, broken jaw, like this side of my face here. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but was like all scarred, like all cut open, like gone. Yeah, I was in injury for 5 days. Came out, I didn't a year and a half. But like as a proper elite athlete, we hit speeds about 30 miles per hour, 35 miles per hour, going off the hill, 8-meter hill, and down, hitting probably about 30, 35 miles per hour.
I mean, after that accident, wasn't there a thing like, you know what, didn't they put you off? Were you scared? Did your family say, oh, don't do this no more?
Nah, well, I wasn't scared. It was, I don't know if my mom and dad was, probably, but for me, it was just if I was allowed to ride again. I was more worried if I was allowed to ride or not. It was up to the doctor if I was healthy enough to ever ride again or if my brain could take it. So I was literally just waiting for the day I can get back on the bike. Which is kind of, I don't know, it's obviously weird, isn't it? Because you just had a massive accident, the first thing you think of is when can I get back on the bike? But yeah, that was a pretty dangerous one, to be fair. I haven't had as worse as that so far, but yeah, it was nuts.
I mean, you came runner up at a BMX championship recently before the Olympics too, right?
Yeah, Glasgow European champs. I came second then behind a teammate.
I mean, and that was your first major win, like nationally.
Yeah, that was like my first year in the elite sport.
Okay.
Being an elite athlete, that was my first year. So that was like a big achievement for me. Yeah, I was 18. Because you start when you turn elite men, you're 18 and above. So I was obviously racing like 30-year-olds or 29-year-olds, 28-year-olds. I was 18 and got second. And I beat a lot of people that was obviously fast. And even at this Olympics, I was the youngest on the start again.
Okay.
So I'm only 21 and I think the oldest is 31. And the youngest above me was probably 24, 25.
I mean, going into the Olympics, was you confident? Like, was you thinking, and when you got the call, did you always know you was going to get the call for the Olympics? And then while you was there, was you kind of confident that you had a chance of winning?
I kind of always knew I was going to get the call because of, like, COVID kind of confirmed it. Because all the races we done before, I done the best. And then the last race before COVID, I ended up doing the best again. And then during the whole COVID thing, I got super strong. And yeah, like there was no reason why I shouldn't have gone. But yeah, I was super confident. I had nothing to lose. It was my first Olympics. I probably got 2 or 3 more in my career, and I was just there to have fun. Like, I was fun. I was there for experience. I wasn't there to say, yeah, I'm worthy of a medal or anything. I was just there to have fun. I went there, clear head, and yeah, just no stress, no pressure. Well, I hope I had no pressure from anyone else, but yeah, I was ready to go.
I mean, talk us through the actual race. I mean, when you're at the starting lineup and your heart must have been beating. You're thinking, I could be Olympic champ right now. I could get a medal. Like, what was going through your mind?
I didn't even think that, to be honest. So all like the day before and that whole races, the qualifiers before, I was doing rubbish. Like I was getting that not rubbish, but I was scraping through qualifiers because I had bad starts, and yeah, in the final I literally went up to the gate and I just said like, yeah, I'm gonna do this like Peckham BMX, one way up, and I set out a competition in Manchester where I won from a Pacific lane.
Yeah.
I said like gate for Manchester World Cup 2019, and then I ended up having the best start I've had that whole weekend. I was actually winning, and I ended up over jumping the second jump on the first bit.
Mm-hmm.
Around the second turn, I was making loads of mistakes. I mean, second straight, I was making loads of mistakes. I ended up catching up a little bit, but it was just too late.
Yeah. I mean, I saw, right towards the end, he was going and he was nearly getting there. Did you think, oh, I'm going to get him a little bit harder, I'm going to get him?
No, I knew I didn't. It wasn't enough. Because normally I always pedal to the line, but I knew I wasn't going to catch him. Cause like that's one of my skills, and that's what everyone knows me for, is to catch anyone around the track. And like I'm a bit peed off the way I rode, because it's not like I haven't caught that Pacific rider before or caught anyone in that position before. I've more time always done it, and yeah, when I was in second, I was just making stupid mistakes, and I got too late. So.
I mean, you can't really be peed off. You're still an Olympian with a medal. Not too many people can say that. Of course, everyone wants the gold. I hear that. But you must be proud of your achievement still. At 21 years old, to go to the Olympics and come back home with a silver.
Yeah, it's obviously a good achievement. I'm proud of it. But yeah, as soon as I came across the line, I said I can't wait to race Paris. Because obviously I knew the mistakes I made, and knew what I was capable of in that final.
Yeah.
And I actually performed in the final. I just made the mistakes, which led me not to. I couldn't say I would have won. I did make the mistakes, but I would have had a better chance if
I mean, just in regards to the reception you received from everyone coming back home, how's that been? I mean, we saw the reaction of your family when you actually won the medals, or how they reacted. I mean, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was super crazy. The support was unreal. I had my nephew and other kids, 7-year-old, 6-year-old, staying at 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, watching me race. So yeah, the support was crazy and the love was real.
So, I mean, now that you're back, you're preparing for the championship. But what does the future hold for you? Is it going to be a thing now where we're going to see more of you, more? Do you think are they showing BMX and riding on any channels at the moment? And do you think that's something that you'd be advocate for?
Hopefully, I think the worlds are getting shown on BBC Sport again, which is good, because sorry, I was having
No, have some more.
yeah. I think they're showing it on BBC Sport, which is good, because like we don't normally get good coverage. But yeah, hopefully the world sees more of me, more of BMX, because that's kind of like that's our goal, to get more more BMX.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot of sort of brand deals now. People must be reaching out and say, yo, we want to sponsor you, come and join our. And how do you sort of vet which one aligns with your sort of brand yourself?
Literally any that wants to support, I'm down. Like I'm down for the more the support, the more the better, really. Yeah, whatever they can bring, I'm down to have talks and see if obviously help me to be better and get better medal.
Yeah. And is it something you're going to be doing soon, going back to Harris Peckham Academy and speak to the young people there?
I think I'm not sure, but I think that school might be closing down. You know, I'm not sure.
What? It's closing down?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that school, but yeah.
I've not heard that. I've not heard that.
And try to coach the kids and stuff and help them, but them Peckham kids are stubborn and they're rude.
I can imagine. I can imagine. But I mean, the championship's coming up. Good luck with it. We should be following. I should be posting it up about it. And this time, well, hopefully, the Prince of Peckham brings back the gold. Even if you don't bring back the gold, we're going to be fully supportive because you open up the world of BMX to a lot of us who didn't. We just thought people just ride their BMX around the area. But we now know it's an Olympic sport, which is fast-paced, dangerous, and very exciting to watch. So thank you for making us aware of that, and that we should keep on supporting you, man. And all the best in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it, man, and all the best, man. That was the Peckham Zidane and the Prince of Peckham. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.